Hey, it's me, MLB. Welcome back to the final chapter of Takedown. This is chapter 86, and this one is titled The Final Takedown. This chapter starts back in the lab after you evaporated. You gasped as you sat up, throwing the nerve gear headset off. Hey, Mirio called, trying to get your frantically searching eyes to focus on him. I'm so sorry I pulled you out of the game. I felt like something was wrong, so I just... Free as Goha! You shouted at him. They tried to kill me. They were going to kill me. They were going to take over my body and... Mirio grabbed your trembling body into a hug and held you close, angry at himself for not doing something sooner about this free person. You had suspicions, right? He said softly to you. I'm so sorry, Yin. Where's Hansu? You asked in a trembling voice. Why isn't he here? I don't know. I was trying to find him to get him to pull you out of the game, but he's not in the adjacent lab, and he wasn't in the hall. I even called out, but no one is in here. We need to find Hansu. I need to tell him where Gohai is. All glitching monsters need to be monitored. Mirio, what do I do? It's okay. We'll find Hansu first, then we'll talk to him about the next steps, Mirio said, helping you off the examination table. I've been so stupid, you berated yourself. I let my guard down, I ignored Hansu's warnings, I got too comfortable. Hey, Mirio said, taking your arm to stop you for a second. Everyone makes mistakes. You can learn and grow from this. Yes, it's a hard lesson to learn because it involves almost losing your life, but stay focused on what you want to do now, and don't let these thoughts trip you up. You can't do anything about the past. The past is behind you. Look forwards. Mirio, thank you. Your kindness and understanding will be the death of me, he said before swiping his arms off you and grabbing for his hand. But let's go find Hansu. You and he raced from the building and started heading off down the street, not sure where you were going, but needing to get to a payphone somewhere where you could call him, and then the police, if he didn't answer. Hansu, taken over by Goha, had just stepped out of the apartment when Hawks dropped down onto the veranda ledge. Oh, good to see you're still standing, he said in a cheeky voice as he swung under the roof and dropped in front of Hansu. Yeah, Hansu, as Goha replied. You gave me your location. Thought something might be amiss, Hawks said. No, all good. Thank you for coming by though, Hansu said as he made to walk past the winged hero. You okay? Hawks asked, sensing something was wrong with Hansu. Fine. I'm just tired, Hansu replied, and Hawks watched him go. Okay, call me if you need me, he chirped to the disappearing Hansu. The grey-haired assistant raised a hand to acknowledge Hawks' statement, then left the premises, punching in the exit code to leave. Now for the real objective, Goha thought inside Hansu's brain as they forced Hansu to walk back to the lab. I don't even know where to start looking, you wailed as you and Mirio stopped on a corner street. Would he have gone to get food? Mirio asked you. I don't think so. You were about to head off in a different direction when you saw someone walking towards you and you squinted in the dark. Hansu? You called out. Yes, the voice of Hansu replied. Oh my god, where did you go? You gasped. Hansu Goha is there, free as Goha. They're the same person. They tried to kill me. Mirio saved me by pulling me out of the game, but we need to... Wait, slow down, Hansu said. Goha was there. Yes, and we need to recheck all the glitching monsters because they said that they were one of them. Oh, I see. Well done, Hansu said. This isn't the time to be funny, Hansu. Tell me what we need to do. Where did you go? Mirio asked Hansu, watching the grey-haired assistant closely. To get food. Well, you're supposed to be watching out for us in-game, Mirio asked, trying to keep the suspicion out of his voice. It's late, and I haven't eaten all day, Hansu replied. Are you hungry? You should eat too. No time for food, you added. We need to sort out Goha. Listen, Professor, you head home and rest. I'll deal with some things, okay? Hansu said to you, patting you on the head. Lemillion, take her home and then go home and rest. Why did you call me by my hero name, Hansu? Mirio asked. Because you saved Professor, didn't you? Hansu replied. You were there when she needed you the most. Mirio nodded, but in his gut he felt like something was very wrong. Okay, I'll take you home, and then I'll go and rest, he said, giving Hansu a big fake smile. Hansu smiled in return, and then turned to you. I'll ring you tomorrow, he stated. For now, I need to do some work. Okay, if you're sure, he replied, head still spinning about what had happened, so much so that you weren't in any state of mind to be taking note of small changes in the people around you. Hansu nodded. I'm sure. Go and rest." Last words were exchanged, then Mirio took you home. He didn't make mention of Hansu's change in speech pattern or that he seemed a little different. He decided to let you settle in at home and then hide somewhere outside your house to keep watch. He had a feeling Hansu might turn up. It was a good half hour later after he left your place that Hansu could be seen strolling down the footpath to your house and then walking up the steps to the front door and knocking. Inside, you heard the knock and froze. "Hey, it's me," the voice of Hansu called. "Oh," you replied, quickly making your way to the front door and letting him in. "I thought you were going to call me tomorrow," you inquired. "Yes, I know, but I found some information that I thought you might want to know," he said to you, following you back into the kitchen. "Okay," you asked curiously, continuing what you were doing in the kitchen sink. Hansu looked around, spying a knife on the bench and sidling over to it. "Well, I found Goha." You turned to face him. "You did? So what now? Can you extract them from the game? Can you delete them?" "Well," he said, picking up the knife and flicking his thumb over the blade end to see how sharp it was as he watched himself do it. "It's kind of a funny story." You watched him thumb the knife. "Because I think Goha is right." Your guts twisted with anxiety as Hansu looked up and took a step towards you with the knife in hand. "Hansu, you see, I don't think I want you around either." "Hansu, no, please, don't do this. Put the knife down, please." "It would be much better if you didn't exist." He raised the knife up and you turned to flee with him chasing you. Without thinking, you let out a scream and then turned around and yelled for move to activate. But it didn't. Suddenly, Mirio came phasing through the wall and connected with the side of Hansu's body, slamming into him and knocking him over, the earpiece going flying from around his ear. In a millisecond, Mirio had jumped Hansu and had landed on the earpiece, crushing it into your carpet. "Mirio!" you gasped, shaking as you dropped to the floor. Hansu had pulled himself up onto his hands and knees and was panting and clutching his head in hand as you looked from Mirio to Hansu, then back to Mirio again. "He was being controlled by Goha," Mirio stated, pointing to Hansu. "Are you okay now, Hansu?" "Yeah," Hansu panted, still holding his head. "Head still hurts, though." "What happened?" you asked in shock. "How did Goha get to controlling you?" I found them. I found their apartment yesterday. I went there to catch their programming into this USB, but they must have felt me plug in because I saw them open their eyes and then got a throbbing headache and suddenly I was being controlled, but I couldn't speak my mind or anything because they had taken over. It was a very weird feeling. Mirio nodded. "I figured something wasn't right. That's why I stayed hidden on your front yard, Yin. When I saw Hansu turn up here, I knew something bad was going to happen." "You're a good hero, Mirio," Hansu panted, trying to get up off the floor. "Hansu, you shouldn't have gone alone. That's so dangerous. And look what happened." "Looks like we're peas in a pod then," Hansu joked dryly, looking up and giving you a half smile. "True," you returned his smile and then crouched down and hugged him. "It's all over now." You looked up at Mirio. "It is over now, right?" "Yes, I believe so. Goha's entire programming was controlling Hansu through this earpiece, and I just..." He lifted his foot. "Smashed it." "That's a 50k piece of equipment," Hansu moaned pitifully, sad for the plight of his expensive creation. "Your life is worth so much more than 50k, you said to Hansu. "I think we can call this one a wrap," Mirio said with a grin. "The final takedown?" "I only know of the final countdown," Hansu replied, "but in honour of this heinous situation being over, I'm happy to compromise." "Agreed," you said with a relieved smile. And there is the end of Takedown. Stay tuned for tomorrow. There is one more chapter. This is the epilogue. This has a look into the future at where Yin and Hansu and Mirio are down the track. So I'll see you in the next chapter.